Kaiya's quiet, thoughtful. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
What does that do?
To celebrate Black History Month, 22-year-old Kaiya Fraser shares the story of his rapid rise through the ranks. In just 6 years, he's gone from having never sat on a horse to finishing third in the Apprentice Championship. An achievement made all the more remarkable given his unconventional route to the saddle. So growing up, Kai, you were brought up in Hackney. What was the community like back then?
You know, back home is like the city life, big, it's busy, you know, got loads of friends, loads of people who know you, and it's a normal city, isn't it?
Wow, it's one of the biggest cities in the world. So whereabouts did you go to school?
Hackney in Dalston. It's called the Petchy Academy. That's where I went for secondary school. Yeah.
What were you into then?
Just sports.
Okay, who are your sporting heroes?
I love to watch, you know, Neymar Jr. growing up. Bit of Messi. Well, I love Barcelona. Now it's changed to Real Madrid. Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah.
But football was your main sport. Did you play football?
Yeah, I used to play for the school team, and I was doing trials for Borough FC. A good community, to be honest. But that's just how I grew up.
Obviously, your granddad had a huge influence on your life and your racing career. Tell me more about him.
Yeah, well, we had a very good relationship. It's my granddad, of course. He loved watching racing on TV and having a few bets, and I think that's where it all started, really, when I used to sit down with him at a very young age and just watch the racing with him. Didn't really understand what he was doing or whatever. I just saw horses running against each other, and that's how it really started, to be honest.
And where did his love of horse racing or want to watch it come from?
To be honest, I couldn't tell you. He probably, you know, loved sport in general, and he liked to have a few bets, so I'm guessing that's where it came from. How
did that then transpire? You're going through school, you're into your sport. When did racing become an option, perhaps, as a career?
Well, I just liked animals in general. My mum saw I had a liking in animals, and after I finished secondary school, she didn't really want me to be lazy, and she actually wanted me to do something as soon as I finished school, and you know, she found the British Racing School. And
so what, through a Google search?
Just going online and having a good look at what could be the next possibility for me. I went to the racing school, done an interview, literally that was it.
And did you have aspirations, obviously as a fit sportsman, I suppose? Did you have that competitive, I want to be a jockey, or was it I'm just coming in and finding my feet?
I think it was as soon as I got there, it was the first day, I think. As soon as I got on the horse and rode it, I enjoyed it straight away and thought, yeah, I wanna be a jockey.
When I was training, we always used to take some students from the racing school every year, and the school rang me up and said they had a good lad, in their opinion, who they would like to come to work for me. Would I go and watch him ride out and have a chat with him? So I went up to the school, watched him ride. You could see that he was a natural at it, even though he was obviously very raw at that point, but he was a natural at it. You could tell that he wanted to do it, and he wanted to be successful at it. So he was always going to be worth taking a chance. His sort of natural talent shone through, and he enjoyed what he was doing, and he always wanted to challenge himself, and so we were able to progress him fairly quickly.
Well, I started at Chris's when I was 16. He seemed to like me and liked the way how I rode, and the British Racing School placed me there, and he was more than happy to have me, and yeah, he was my first job in racing. I'd say about a year and a half in is when I mentioned my licence. We was working up to it, and finally come to the time, and you know, I took the reins by both hands and got my licence in the end.
Fantastic. Yeah. Day one, first ride. How did Chris break it to you that your first ride was coming up?
He actually didn't tell me at all. He just kind of left it as a
surprise. What, you didn't see your name in the paper or something?
He just didn't tell me at all. And it was the week I finished my licence course, And that Sunday, that week, I had my first ride. That was a good experience having my first ride.
It wasn't long after, second ride, it was a winner. Tell us more.
Yeah, that was a very good day. I think I screamed coming past the line, to be honest.
We had a horse called Hi Ho Silver. He was a good ride for apprentices. It had all happened a bit of a blur for Kaiya first time out, and I know he was cross with himself that he hadn't been more competitive. But second time, he knew exactly what was going to happen, and he had the horse well positioned and came through, as is proven to be what he's good at. He'd come through with a well-timed run to sort of lead not too far before the winning post and not win too far.
When I got my head in front of the line, there was just a big scream that came out of me, and it was a very, very good feeling.
Pakara now ahead in front to Master Sully. Juanita is lunging as they come to the line. Pakara.
I'm pleased with what he's been doing so far. I'm pleased with his effort and how he's come so far in the racing.
Yeah.
You know, I've been supporting him all this way, so just really proud of him. Couldn't be more proud of.
He's worked very hard and he's kept the momentum going and he's doing really, really well. We're very proud of him. His grandfather passed away in 2018 and he loved racehorsing, so it's bittersweet that he's not here to watch him. Very bittersweet.
They loved it. I found it embarrassing, to be honest. But,
Why do you find it embarrassing?
It's just one of those things with your family, isn't it? Yeah, I remember Matt saying, "I'm going to go speak to your mum now," and I said, "Please don't," and walked off. But no, they enjoyed it. They even cried on TV. But no, they were happy to. I was happy to ride a winner on the day they were there, and you know, they were delighted with it.
There was a time when a lot of jockeys came out of industrial towns and to come into racing and did very well. I think in more recent times, to have some connection with horses and racing historically is in your background is a plus. Kaiya didn't have that. He'd had ridden a bit. I think he'd been to the Ebony Riding School in London and they'd got him going. And he came to the racing school, but I mean he picked it up very quickly there. And I think it's just his natural ability and natural affinity with horses which has helped him along the way. It's uncommon nowadays probably for people to come from his sort of background, but he's made the most of the opportunities that he's had. He's had good support from his family, which I think is very important, you know, they've bought into what he's doing as well and give him a lot of support, and I think that's a big plus to him too.
Bernardine is rattling home the far side and takes it up now inside the final 50 yards. Kaiya Fraser and Bernardine get through to win snugly by a length and a half.
Obviously this season has been is a pretty much landmark season. What are the factors behind your success this year?
Yeah, my agent is James Forrest. He's done an amazing job for me ever since I've got with him. He's got me loads of rides. I've sat on loads of winners as well, and every horse I've sat on has had a chance. And I'm just privileged to be in a position I'm in. I'm delighted and happy, over the moon, and no, it's going well.
Marinara's extending, goes away by 2, and it will be Marinara to land the opener.
When I'm patient and I take my time, I'm definitely a lot better than I am when I rush.
Yeah.
Positioning in a race is very important. You know, it just all depends on the type of horse you're on, whether you're on a hold-up horse or a horse that wants to be handy. You know, just working with the horse would help your chances even more.
Horses always seem to respond well to him, whether they were excitable or he would calm them down. If they were a bit quiet, they just responded. He could get them to do what he wanted to do. You either have that or you don't, I think. That's not something you can actually teach somebody. That's a natural inborn ability, and he has that in spades. It's been very satisfying watching the fact that his career has now gone forward, and particularly just recently how well it's gone forward. And I think he'll do well because he's got the right attitude to it. When you get to know Kaiya, you know that he has a passion for this and he wants to succeed. A lot of people can talk a good game, but they don't always deliver. I think Kaiya doesn't talk a good game because that's not his strength, but he can deliver.
Now, we're coming towards the end of the season, so what are your plans this winter?
The plan is to stay and keep my momentum going, build many more contacts as I can as possible, and hopefully keep that momentum also going into next year's season and with a lot of ammo behind me.